The story of pure Hazelwood started with a teething baby who was having a lot of teething pain. That baby was my daughter. She would wake up every 2 hours during the night. She was in a lot of pain. Her cheeks would become all red. A neighbor asked me if I knew about Hazelwood necklaces for teething pain. I had no idea what they were, so I asked her to order one for me to see. She ordered a small Hazelwood necklace from the Amerindians.
I laughed when Geneviève got the necklace, as if a necklace like that could relieve Sarah Maud of her teething pain.
It was like night and day. Sarah Maud was sleeping through the night. She wasn't crying anymore. Her cheeks were no longer red. That's when we realized that it was really effective. One day, my husband went hunting and happened to walk by a patch of hazel trees.
I gathered some and brought a few branches to Geneviève, telling her that Sarah Maud's necklace was made of this wood. Well, Geneviève really enjoys crafting.
That's when I started cutting pieces of wood. I also started piercing them. At first, it was very time-consuming. I would use needles and pliers. I would twist my needle because it was hard to pierce those pieces of wood, but I managed. I had small pieces, bigger pieces. I managed to make necklaces. I would find beads. I'd sometimes go to garage sales to try to find beads, because in those days there weren't very many bead stores, but in any case, I was a student and we didn't have much money. So I managed to find lovely ones, and that's how I started making necklaces. I gave some to friends who wanted to try it. They could see how it worked. We really had good results. That's when I thought, if it works for Sarah Maud and it works for my friends, why don't I try selling a few? I started putting up little signs that said, "Is your baby teething? Hazelwood teething necklaces for sale. Signed Geneviève with my phone number." People started calling. I was ecstatic when I made a sale. At first, 1 sale a week, then 2, 3. I started going to drugstores. I knocked on doors. At first, some managers would see me, would take some simply to encourage me, I think. Then finally, I would leave some at a few places, 3 or 4 in one drugstore, 5 or 6 at another one. That's how it all started. I pursued my studies in special education. When I was in my 3rd year,
I quit my job and we decided to go into business. I would stay home and prepare the orders. I would answer the phone. And Geneviève finished university.
We told ourselves that if it didn't work out, at least I'll have completed my studies and will have my teacher's salary. But by then I was working a lot. Weekends, evenings, we had a very hectic life. That's when I decided to stop teaching. And since then, I've been working full-time for Pure Hazelwood. We now have over 40 employees. Sometimes I would get calls from people who would say, "Oh, you're Geneviève who sells Hazelwood necklaces." My sister-in-law told me you had sold her one for her baby, and she said it was a miracle. I was getting more and more similar testimonials from people who would tell me how it had relieved their child. Some would even tell me that their baby's cheeks were no longer red. They had less diaper rash. Their baby's minor skin problems were lessened with the necklace. At one point, we started wondering how all this was possible. Some people would say, "I feel it works with migraines. I have much fewer headaches." Some said, "I gave one to my grandson who is a truck driver, and he says that his arm feels better." But we'd say to each other, "Well, that isn't only for babies. How does it bring so much comfort to people? There's surely something in the Hazelwood." We can actually see how it helps people. At first, everyone is skeptical. How can little pieces of wood help you? Even I was very skeptical at first. But like most people, I tried it. We want to understand what exactly is in the hazel tree that is so effective. Over the past few years, we have invested a lot in research and development. We even hired a chemist who managed research with different collaborators and worked with us for 2 years. I'd say we've invested more than $1 million over the past 4 years.
At first, we'd cut the wood with pruning shears. The pieces of wood were all of different sizes. We'd cut between knots, try to figure out if we'd get 2, 3, 4 pieces. Now we have standards, even lengths. As for piercing, at first we would use a needle and thread.
With the help of a student who lived at the house at that time, if I managed to make 30 necklaces during the course of one weekend, I would be very happy.
We quickly found work methods, such as with piercing, to increase production a bit. We could perhaps make 100 or so necklaces in one weekend.
Now we build on our years of experience and our advanced techniques. Last year, we produced over 400,000 of them. We would like to make even more. We're always optimizing. We plan on producing 600,000 over the course of the coming year. We now have more than 2,000 points of sale. We started here in the Eastern Townships, and at one point we went to various head offices and drugstores all around. We are now in many natural product stores. We have a great sales team here in Quebec, in Ontario, in Western Canada. We have now been to France 3 times. My family is from France, and I had been dreaming of going over there for quite some time. I specifically wanted to show the French my necklaces, because there are no hazel trees in France. They have some, but not the same variety as the Corylus cornuta that we have here in Quebec. Well, my personal dream became a reality recently, because I've now been to Paris 3 times to participate in various exhibitions and fairs. To date, the response in France is very good. We are now ready to develop the U.S. market. This is a project to track. Pure Hazelwood started on a very small scale. We weren't expecting it at all, but we are very happy with our journey so far. I now realize that it required a lot of perseverance.
We have employees who've been with us for 10 years now. Many have been with us for over 3 or 4 years. We keep them. We're proud of our employees. We still have a family atmosphere, which is one of our values. We're presently in this situation thanks to the entire team that allows us to produce. It's one thing to sell them, we also have to make them. We're like one big family.
My vision, I'd like to expand to several countries. I truly want to go all over the world with the Hazelwood necklaces. That is my goal, and I hope it can be reached. I believe we've already got a very good start.